Joshua, I really have to start to say probably the biggest thing that we've seen since the book has come out has been this wave of assassinations and assassination attempts that have gone on throughout the country since the book's inception. Now, one of the first ones that we saw was a school shooting, so not directly tied to an assassination per se, but this, of course, was Audrey Hale. Then we saw, of course, the book was released the same week that Thomas Matthew Crooks, another Zoomer, attempted to kill President Trump. Of course, Brian Wesley Routh, another would-be assassin, attempted to kill President Trump. We saw the wave of the Tesla bombings, the attacks there, and even as we are just talking about this, we're still trying to figure out what exactly happened up in Idaho with this completely insane individual who was set afire as a trap to lure in firefighters and murder them as they arrived. And of course, the quintessential one that we all know about, which happened in December after the book came out, was Luigi Maggioni. Joshua, were you shocked or surprised at all to see leftists reverting to this type of behavior, specifically that of Luigi Maggioni?
This is what they do every single time, like we say in the book. The first attempt at seeking power that the far left has always done is using manipulation, coercion, sleight of hand, trickery. One such preferred tactic is called, that Lenin figured out, was Vladimir Lenin during the Bolshevik Revolution, was called the dual power strategy, where you start a separate, independent, seemingly grassroots organization while you try to infiltrate the mainstream or democratic institution. And then once you have enough power in both of them, and the so-called grassroots one is powerful enough, you combine them together, and then you make your ideology the law of the land and vote yourself the stuff of citizens that you don't like. That's the sort of the coercive, manipulative, sneaky way. And then there's just straight up ditches and pistols. There are the random street killings, the assassination attempts of the opposition. And so we have seen all of the above in the form of domestic terrorism from far leftists, from Thomas Matthew Crooks, the ACT-Blue donor, to the Biden and Kamala Harris supporter, Ryan Wesley Roth, who made it very clear why he wanted to attempt to assassinate President Donald J. Trump. And he wrote up his manifesto, which sort of, in my opinion, read a bit like what you'll see commentators on MSNBC say. It's very similar sort of rhetoric that's violent and seems to be desiring to take it to violence because we just have to do it. We're right, so we got to do what we got to do, is their perspective. What the left demands is complete submission of everyone that they are opposed to, and they will do it by hook or by crook, the saying goes, or maybe crooks, but you get the point.
And when it comes to Maggioni, does it surprise you that he sparked this massive public following, this fandom of his across the country? I'm in the DC area, and I see Luigi bumper stickers. I see Free Luigi. You had mainstream comedians like Bill Burr call for Luigi to be freed, even though he's on trial, but he's on video and has not really put up much of a defense, saying that it wasn't him on the video who conducted this street assassination of a healthcare CEO.
Yes, here's what is so interesting about it is within the left wing, and this is also that's talked about in the book Unhumans, during the French Revolution, during the Russian Revolution, during every overthrow of established order by far leftists, there is, let's say, a sort of a quiet civil war between the radicals and the normies on the far left. In the case of the Russian Revolution, this was the Mensheviks and the Bolsheviks. It was the socialists versus the communists. And so you have, let's say, a contrast between Luigi Mangione, a Bolshevik, and Bernie Sanders, a Menshevik, where the idea is, it's not fair that healthcare companies have so much profit and there's so much suffering. That's not fair. So we need to make them pay their fair share and give free healthcare, blah, blah, blah. It's democratic socialism. And then the other faction of the far left says, nope, we are going to engage in unhuman activity. We are going to steal, kill, and destroy.